I guess I'm doing an album review today. The year is 2002. Coldplay has garnered a pretty successful following after the release of Parachutes, and the world waits in optimistic anticipation for their second release. Enter their second studio album, A Rush of Blood to the Head, released August 26th of 2002. Now, one of the really special things about Coldplay is they firmly strive to have every album sound different. Parachutes was soft and simple, and because that seemed to work so well for them, naturally they wanted to take things in a different direction. Because they're risk takers, and instead of releasing the same album over and over again, they adapt to their environment. After all, when it comes to the music industry, it really is survival of the fittest. Or survival of whoever's related to the right person. Or survival of whoever's willing to sell themselves into a system that desperately attempts to shock us. My eyes! But I'm getting off topic. While telling the world you're gonna change things up is definitely cool, guts is not enough to sell albums or even make a song good. The song still actually has to be good. Shocking revelation, I know. So with all that stated, let's see what Coldplay has up their sleeve. Now before we jump into track 1, let's take a brief second and recall all those gentle moments Coldplay would rock us to sleep in the past. Alright, I'm ready. Oh. Well, golly bum. Y'all remember Parachutes? Well, in one delicious scoop, Coldplay takes all your expectations and tosses them out the window on this track. You ain't listening to Parachutes, this is Rush of Blood to the Head, fool! I really love what this song does, and it's a strong way to set the album apart from its predecessor. Also, Chris Martin's vocals here are really great, and I know that's not really shocking considering the fact that it's Chris Martin after all, but you know I'm gonna say it anyway. Next we come to the first album from the single. Single from the album. In My Place. In your place? No, in my place. Wait, I thought this was your place. This is your, mine. Okay, whose place is this? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, how much you pay for it? Yeah, how much you wait for it?
The guitar work and vocal work really create an emotional depth with this song, and I really like it. Everything comes together fantastically. It's just yummy. Okay. Skipping to tracks 4 and 5, Coldplay presents us with two songs led by Martin on piano, The Scientist and Clocks. Pretty much everyone has heard these two songs. They are everywhere, and rightfully so. They truly are phenomenal. But for me, my personal preference is The Scientist. There's just something about Martin's falsetto voice singing.
Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part.
I just eat it up. I love it. Track 6, Daylight, kind of feels like Coldplay, U2, and the Beatles all got together and created a baby. And by baby, I mean this song. The tone of this song is almost haunting, and once again Coldplay proves that they are experts at creating atmosphere. Green Eyes is an acoustic love song, or really strong friendship song. But unlike a lot of the acoustic tracks off Parachutes, this one is really bouncy and lighthearted.
Green eyes, you're the one that I wanted to find. And anyone who tried to deny you must be out of their mind.
The lyrics are simple but really clever and definitely endearing, especially for someone with green eyes. Just saying. Skipping to track 9, A Whisper, we find Coldplay amping things up, and I'd actually go as far to say this is a rock track. Nothing insane, granted, but it's definitely a lot rockier than anything off Parachutes. Feels kind of like an R.E.M. track, especially from the earlier years. The album closes with track 11, Amsterdam, another slowly building piano adventure. After about 4 minutes of subtle build-up, the whole band comes together and spends a full minute going crazy. Well, crazy by Coldplay standards. This isn't a heavy metal breakdown or anything like that. Oh man, that would be so weird. Well, goodness, that was pretty much everything. Now for the album as a whole. The best thing about this album is that it evenly dips into each of Coldplay's powerful ingredients, some of which we didn't even know they had in the pantry. A little bit of piano over here, a touch of acoustic, some epic electric guitar work to spice things up, and what if we took things up a notch right over here? Almost to Radiohead levels, but not quite, because we're Coldplay after all. Unlike Parachutes, that didn't stray far from a recipe that could best be equated with a gooey crumpet, which is not a bad thing unless you're allergic to pastries. A Rush of Blood to the Head hits the palate just right with its broad flavor. If I could summarize this album in 2 words, they would be delectable diversity. And the reason I keep using terms that are typically equated with food is a question I wish I could answer. I'm just gonna level y'all. This burger's really good. This album's really good. That was good. Where was I? Oh yeah, A Rush of Blood to the Head. From start to finish, it rarely drags, which is really impressive to me because it's 5 minutes shy of an hour. Yeah, that is a ton of music. Also, the songwriting here is just so great. Not to say that it was bad on Parachutes, it's just at a league higher on tracks like 3, 4, 7, 8, and 10, to name a few. Lastly, and this is my opinion, there aren't really any bad songs on the album. Sure, there's a few I'm not crazy about, but that's a small price to pay when 80% of the album is phenomenal. Naturally, this made picking a favorite song really hard. My Place, God Put a Smile on Your Face, The Scientist, Warning Sign, Green Eyes, it's difficult. I think I'm gonna go with The Scientist though, because it's more than just a good Coldplay song. It's one of the best songs ever, in my opinion. I adore the lyrics, the simple piano progression, Martin's vocals, it's pretty much flawless. My least favorite track is 9, A Whisper. Yeah, that heavier song. It's a welcome addition to the album, and it definitely has some cool atmosphere, but it is a little repetitive and not that memorable. Alrighty, now it's time for the moment everyone's been waiting for. I give A Rush of Blood to the Head a 9 out of 10. Yeah! It's seriously very good, and if you haven't listened to the whole thing, I highly recommend you do. Now, let's see what Coldplay has up their sleeve next. Spoiler alert! Nobody said it was easy making YouTube videos for an invisible audience. If you're there, please leave a comment. Yeah. Hey guys. Hey, y'all watching this video? If you like really care about me and my channel, I want you to subscribe and watch my content because I'm tired of being alone.